We're seeing already the Czechs are pushing the pace a bit more here. Very impressive to see the pushback, and they're going to wave off icing on this one.
So Canada has to go retrieve. Del Mastro plays it around to the far side. Long pass at center, tipped ahead and into the Czech Republic zone. Roulette after it there. He'll chase it to the corner. But the Czechs trying to get out. Instead, it's stolen away and a goal. What a play there. As the game started, they said it was going to be Suhanek, and now Shutney takes over here. 6 minutes, 50 seconds into the game.
Yeah, it's not the position you want to find yourself in an elimination game where you're already changing your goaltender. So a very difficult little piece there for Suhanek, who's had some tough moments in the last couple of games, and that one went off of him. I'm sure the coaching staff thought, hey, you got to have that one. We need a big save, and they didn't get it.
Yep, and you got to keep your players in. You got to keep your team interested, and sometimes it's not all the goaltender because those first our side, and it's tipped on in. Slozil back to get it, plays it around to Pinkus, and now back the other way comes the Czechs. They'll play it in and give chase. Richard back to get it. Plays it to the line, not out. Shattering his stick there was Paye, and so he's got to go get a new one. Meanwhile, Canada counters. Zolkin puts it towards the net. Or Zilkin, rather, and that was turned away. Now Matier, long rink-wide feed, connects on the far wall. Canada trying to play it in deep. That was blocked. And now Richard sends it all the way down. The Czechs back to get it. They'll feed it up through center, but Millar's had his pocket picked, and now Canada back the other way. Winterton centers it in the corner. Brought back to the blue line. Allen with it. Crosses to Clark. Back to Allen, walking in, and his shot goes wide. It's from the scrum. Houlemans plays it ahead. Canada puts it back in. Harrison couldn't keep it in the zone. Richard with it now. Drops it ahead. Here's Canada. Winterton drops it back. Quick shot right on. Shutney the save. Rebound to the corner. Comes right on Shutney again. Loose puck. And this time he is able to find it, grab it.
Minute 9 left in the period, and Czechs with an important draw here to maybe get something going.
Off the face-off, a quick shot. Deflected off the traffic, ends up in the near corner. McTavish flips it all the way down.
1 minute remaining in the first
1 minute to go in the first period. The Hot Czech developed their base. A couple years ago in the NHL, there was up to 80 players that had Czech roots, and this last season, that number was down into the 30s, and that's a big drop.
Yeah, it is, and we've seen it at this level too, where they're not competing for medals as regularly. They don't necessarily have the depth of other countries, but the other thing that they don't necessarily have this time around is one of those real top-end forwards, a guy like a Jakub Vrana who's had such success in this tournament. Those are the types of players that they're missing right now, is they just don't have many of those in their system. And obviously those guys have success at the NHL and have success at the international level as well.
There's a lot of that. There's a big hit there by Winterton on Ulrichter, but he's all right. Morovitz now plays it in and gives chase. But do you think if they have more of these guys stay home, because a lot of times they've been using their higher end players, go to the CHL, come across to North America? That was one thing that article pointed out. I'm not saying that that's the fact, but I was just wondering, what you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think every federation wants to keep their players domestically, and I think every player is different, and different players need different things.
Right.
As we get another good shot there, Risavi, as he's been one of the top guys for this team, but I think that they feel that they can develop their guys a bit better there. When they have them all under one roof, they're able to work them into the national teams more regularly. They're able to play. So I understand.
Savi couldn't settle it down, and that allows Canada to clear. Spacek back to get it. Long pass, tipped into the offensive zone. Receivy tried to pick it up there, but he falls, and that allows Canada to dump it right out, and that should just do it, as we're now under 6 seconds to go on the penalty time. Urbanitz across the line, dishes off.
Team Canada is full strength.
And the Canadians back at full strength as Allen returns to the ice.
And lucky for the Czechs that Marha was able to get a skate on that outlet pass, because there was a man, Allen was coming right out of the box there.
Now, there's been some moments here that could have gone poorly for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, a lot of close calls, which makes those goals against feel so much worse. The right thing, took the body and stayed with his man the whole way.
Puck is dropped and Canada controls. Clark feeds it up the near side. Winterton puts it in front. That failed to connect. And now the Czechs take over. Big hit by Winterton, the fourth line out there for Canada. Johnston trying to make a move, but he couldn't get through. And now the Czechs come back out to center. Head back to the point, and it deflects off a stick that would just happen to be laying there. Morowitz throws it towards the cage. That was knocked down in front, and then the rebound lifted high in the air out to center. Morowitz trying to bank it off the boards. Instead it went in the door. It's at a 7-2 game.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit there of what makes Corson Kuhlman's a first-round candidate. He's got good speed, carries the puck extremely well out of the back end, and Francesco Pinelli with the block as well. He's been getting in the way of a lot today.
Icing here against the Czechs. Going back to the conversation, I don't know if you heard it all with Stan Bowman, whether there'll be enough of a book, so to speak, on these players to draft as they normally would. And he said yes, he thinks this tournament is going to be a big step in that process for the NHL teams, and he feels that the league will run it like a normal draft.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that the advancements in video and the software that's available to teams, and the fact that a lot of their area scouts have at least seen these players last year if they didn't play this year. A lot of, you get a lot of good views. You have to try to figure out, as it looks like Moravets is down, and that could be Connor McDavid.
Here we
had
go.
14 points as an underager in this tournament. He was the MVP of the tournament, and now up to 9 for Connor Bedard and his fellow 2023 draft prospect, Matvei Michkov, did score goal number 10 today.
Now here's another opportunity for Canada, and they get it to go. And we'll have to see. Sapolov back to get it for the Czechs. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Iyer gets it across the line, puts it to the corner. Pinelli, one hands it out to center. On the wall, they fight for it there. Pinelli feeds it across. And here's a shot right on, and it goes by Shutney. And Canada has scored again.
Final and gold medal. So it makes for a challenging schedule for these teams.
Right, especially with goaltending, at this level, do you go back to back? Is your goaltender physically capable of playing back-to-back games? And
I think at this level they are more prepared to play back-to-backs. They're more familiar with it. They do it a lot in junior hockey, where they're playing 2-2. It's not like the NHL where, you've got long-distance travel where you're flying by plane and then you got to start the same guy twice in a row. Wow.
That one looked like it was rolling down the back of Goudreau, and he reached around with the glove and was able to knock it to the corner.
Yeah. So, and also, to that point, if it is Ben Goudreau, he hasn't played much this season. I mean, this tournament is his whole season right now. So I think that he'll be well rested. It's just a ridiculous amount of talent on one team.
So are you surprised that because for World Juniors, don't all the Canadian leagues let their players go to World Juniors?
That's right, yeah. And the difference is that, you know, it's playoff time, and the CHL wraps up. Like, they take an extended break right around that same time.
Okay.
And so
kind of like U.S. college hockey does. So a lot of teams
right.
take that Christmas break, and then if they do play in early January, it's usually an opponent that they feel pretty confident in non-conference.
Yeah, not necessarily. In college it would be that way, but yeah, not necessarily in the. Once they get back going, you know, they're right back into their season, and
right.
They're in, and it's hard to continue playing, but you do love to see the effort that they've continued to give, and play with the pride that they've played with throughout this tournament.
Czechs back in their own zone, trying to move it ahead, and they'll get it out to center. Richard with it at his own blue line. Gives it to Pinelli. Pinelli feeds it over on the far side. Canada, though, can't keep it in. Richard has to wait. Now he'll dump it in, delayed offside, and the Czechs come back for it. Lofting a backhand to center. Paillet across the line. He's had a good tournament. Took a shot that really stung the defender there. That was Matier, but he stays out there.
And that's the other thing for Canada right now. You're just trying to get out of this game unscathed. You don't want to. They've had some
front. That's knocked down, and Morowitz takes it in behind his own net. Final minute here now. Canada will advance to the medal round. Long shot, knocked down by Goudreau rather. Here's Ulrich with an opportunity. Hasn't been out there much today. Getting an opportunity late in this one. Pincus tied up in front of the penalty boxes. And we're down to the final 15 seconds. Canada, very impressive. They remain perfect in the tournament. A 10-3 victory over the Czech Republic. And they will continue their pursuit of a medal as we get an offside with 4.4
between now and the semifinal. But it's just hard to see. You know, we've seen all the teams that have played in this side. You know, maybe Russia. You know, maybe Russia has the horses to compete. U.S., if they have their best game, has a chance to